What's up, you guys? Welcome to this episode of Crystal Clear. We have a special guest who traveled to be here today. So I'm super excited. We have a retreat this weekend. Scarlett Siba from Knoxville, Tennessee, correct?
Yes.
She is founder of Your Abundant Design, which is a go-to spot for all kinds of beautiful, magical things that we will get into on today's episode. So thank you so much for being here, Scarlett.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about you. I mean, okay, so I'll kind of talk about our introduction. So we connected via email
hmm
and had a little Zoom call, and literally popping it up as we were doing our Zoom. I'm like, do you just want to come to Sarasota to do a retreat? Before I even knew what she did, what she was about, I just but would you get those downloads? I'm like, you got to flow with that.
Yeah.
And here we are. I mean, that was what, a month ago?
Give or take. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really quick.
So welcome.
Thank you.
I think it's just one of those fun, impulsive, whimsical decisions that has just worked out beautifully. So,
Yeah.
I'm grateful that you took the opportunity to travel to Sarasota and come. And I'm super excited. We have a retreat coming up with all kinds of beautiful opportunities. But tell us a little bit about you. Tell us about your abundant design. What do you offer?
hmm
What do you kind of like? Where has your journey led you? And yeah, let's just start there.
Okay. So it's called Your Abundant Design because the first thing that I really got into was human design.
Mm-hmm.
And in human design, I am a 5/1 emotional manifester.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where I started. And I started with blending human design with like financial counseling,
Mm-hmm.
which was super fun. But I don't do a whole lot of it anymore. I still do a lot of human design readings, and I absolutely love it. And then I realized that I was very much limiting myself with just human design because as a manifester, we kind of like to have our hands in a lot of different pots.
Mm-hmm.
And so I branched off into crystals and Reiki and do this really specialized form of Reiki called astral Reiki,
Mm-hmm.
where I actually astral project over to wherever my client is and run Reiki through my light body instead of my physical body.
Mm-hmm.
So it tends to be a little bit more potent. So,
I love that. And I got to have the opportunity to experience yesterday. And
yes.
I'm wearing my green today to keep my heart
Yes.
chakra from being jelly. And I'm totally open to it. Let's share that experience. So
Mhm.
I've done several energy healings and Reiki sessions and also like Reiki 2 certified. And so I've done a lot of different energy work and I
Sure.
love it because I always go in and I just try to be super open to whatever that particular practitioner offers because
Mhm.
every person is unique. There's no two people that do the same energy work. There's
Mhm.
no two sessions that are ever the same, even if you see the same person all the time.
Mhm.
So, from my perspective, we were in our guest house where we're doing our retreat. I just kind of laid back. I went into like a meditative state, which was really nice because I just left a big event. We had our annual awards um celebration at my corporate job and so a lot of people, a lot of interactions and things like that. Went home, let the dog out, got a little bit of sunshine, took my shoes off, walked bare feet just to ground myself a bit. But that's kind of how I went into this session. And other than just kind of giving you a brief of, I feel like I'm all over the place, that's all you really knew going
Mhm.
into it about me.
Yeah.
So yeah, from your perspective, tell me about kind of or share with us what kind of came up, what you found in that session, if you remember it, because I find this too. If I do energy work, sometimes I lose it.
Yeah.
So if you lost it, that's totally fine.
I remember some.
Yeah.
And so the thing that like I really noticed with you is how scattered everything was, which you said you felt like you were
Hmm.
all over the place and you were.
Yeah. All the little different versions of me.
Yes, and there were many that were just like scattered to the four winds.
Hmm.
And so like one of the things that I really focused on was bringing you back into yourself And your chakras were actually really spread out as well. So it was just focused on bringing you back in, bringing your chakras back into your body where they go.
Mhm.
Um, and the fascinating thing about yours was how watery everything was. And especially around your heart chakra, that was what you were referring to
Mhm.
with the jelly, because it did like the consistency of your heart chakra kind of reminded me of jelly.
Mhm.
So like focusing on really letting the water out of your heart chakra and re-solidifying everything so it acted more
Mhm.
like a chakra and less like a sandwich.
Right.
Um, so those were the big things that I really saw
Yeah.
there. So
That's interesting because I feel like I've been in this state, and I've mentioned in a previous podcast, like I have been all over the place. Like it's been,
mhm.
have my different buckets. I have felt really great since our session.
I wanted
Because
to ask
yes,
you.
because I went in with intention, like I
Mhm.
told you, of just coming back to me, coming back inward.
Mhm.
Because when I get spread too thin, and all the buckets are open and halfway in, and it's too much.
Mhm.
So reeling it all back in, and I really had this like mantra of just go with the flow. Just flow through, just flow through. Well, apparently I turned everything into water. So I'm like, well, I mean, you can really manifest the water
You
apparently.
absolutely
I was
can.
flowing, I was flooding apparently.
A little,
So
yes.
so that's awesome. So tell us so we have this retreat coming up, and
Mhm.
you're offering a crystal workshop, which I think is wonderful
Mhm.
because like yourself, I love the crystals. I really
Mhm.
dove deep when I started understanding more of this like spiritual realm and energy work. And I always felt drawn
Mhm.
to them, even from like very, very young
Yeah.
age, like drawn to crystals or rocks or just anything in nature, really. I
Mhm.
felt that it was healing, even like trees when I was little, like the whole phrase, like
Yeah.
tree hugger. Like I totally was a tree hugger. Like I could feel almost the vibration of the trees. I climb trees all the time. But anyway, when I started getting into all of this, I really dove deep into crystals. And there's this place at Om Shop. I don't know if you've had to get an
Not
opportunity to go
yet.
by
We're
yet,
going
but
tomorrow.
yes.
Super
So hopefully you get a
excited.
chance to go by. Tell them you're my friend, that we're
Okay.
doing the retreat together. They will just treat you like a queen. They're the best. Um, anyway, I'll go and I'll just pick a ton of stuff out.
Mhm.
And they're great because they give you the card that tells you
Nice.
like what the crystal is, what
Yes.
chakra it's, kind of helps, like what it helps you, what it can help balance, what it can help support, all the
Mhm.
things. And every single time I would go and just do like a haul, and they always laugh when I come in because they're like, here she comes. I feel drawn to it's always something I need.
Yeah.
Always. So then I
Oh,
started
yeah.
like diving deeper into understanding like the properties. And so yeah, I'm excited we're doing that crystal workshop because you acquire them, but it's like,
Mhm.
how do you cleanse them? How do you charge them?
Mhm.
How do you use them?
Right.
Um I feel like I've kind of lost sight of carrying me all the time. I used to keep them in my bra. I used to keep them like in my purse, in my pockets. And I feel like I've kind of gotten away from that. So maybe I need to bring that back a little bit.
Oh, man. I feel really naked right now because I'm not wearing
Right.
any.
Yeah. Well, I have one on my wrist,
I
but
like they're all in the car.
right. The car is really, really safe right now.
The car is
Um,
very safe.
yeah. So for our guests, kind of explain that a little bit. Like if you were to explain like the symbolic properties of the crystals, like how to use them, when to use them, when to charge them, when to cleanse them. Let's kind of chat about that first, and then we'll get into some more of the energy work if that's okay. Because I think
Yeah.
that's a big hot topic. It's like everyone's drawn to them because they're beautiful. But what do
Yeah.
we do with them? Why have them?
Well, I tend to think that the first thing that you need to do with a crystal is learn how to empathize with it.
Mhm.
So like my very first crystal, which I actually brought with me for this
Oh,
class,
I love it.
is how I'm starting the class. So you're gonna get a sneak peek into the class right now. So my very first crystal was a clear quartz. It was just
Mhm.
this tiny little necklace thing that I got for I don't know $3 in a 4 pack. It was,
Mhm.
and I got it and I put it on and I was thinking, oh, this will amplify my energy. I'll get more energy because manifestors, we always want more energy.
Mhm.
We don't get to have it most of the time, but we want it. And so I put this on and thinking, yeah, I'm going to amplify my energy. And I wore it for about a week. And by the time that week was up, I felt like I was coming out of my skin.
Mm.
I was so emotional, and I'm fairly certain I was going insane.
Oh gosh.
And that's when I found out that you can buy cheap crystals and they will mess with you.
Well, I was wondering, I was like, okay, the 4-pack, where'd you get it? Was it real? Was it?
I mean, it's clear quartz. It was
Right.
real because
Yeah.
that's cheap.
Right.
But it's it's so important to check
Well,
and
you
make
probably
sure that
didn't know to cleanse it when you got it.
I didn't cleanse it. And
So you had everyone's energy
I
that crystal has
totally
ever been
did.
around kind of in your era.
Exactly. And, you know, I mean, if you think about it, it makes total sense
Right.
because if you look at it from the crystal's perspective,
Mhm.
you know, clear quartz, it's all about the amplification of energy. Like
Right.
it'll do pretty much anything you want it to do.
Mhm.
It's pretty great like
It's a
that.
really great starter crystal.
It is. It's a
Really great.
great starter crystal if you
Yes.
cleanse it.
Right.
That's important, as it turns out. But you know, you think about how a crystal starts out. It's growing, usually in a cave of some sort, in a community with all of these other crystals. And then randomly, somebody comes through with a pickaxe and chops it away from its
Very
family.
traumatic.
It's hugely traumatic. And then they cart it off to do God knows what with it. They're like forming it. Sometimes they stick it in a tumbler so it's crashing against other crystals all the
Yeah.
time for weeks on end. And so, like, all of that is really, really traumatic. And that's not even counting the number of people who have touched that crystal
Mhm.
before it even makes its way to you.
Mhm.
So, really empathizing with that, really understanding why you need to cleanse your crystal, I feel like is a good first step for anybody before you even get to the cleansing part.
Mhm.
It's like really understanding.
That reminds me, we should do that to our bundles. We should sage them before the
Yes,
yes.
that's a good
I think that'll
idea.
probably be the easiest way and for time's sake,
For
but
time's sake,
for
sage
time's
is
sake, that
reasonable.
can
Yeah.
yeah, we can do a little
Yes.
yeah, I even have some moon water we can put them in or something or toss them in if we need to. But
Solid.
yeah, that just thinking about that leading up to our retreat, I'm like, okay, so we have all these new ones. Here we are. It's good to see everything happens for a reason. So that's awesome. Okay. I do feel you on that. So it's interesting because when you were talking came up, I remember my first, I mean, I've been collecting crystals since I was very young.
Hmm.
I wish I remembered my first, but we would go to California when I was little and the gift shops like really cool like pieces from the mountain or from Colorado. My grandfather would go hunting every year and always bring me back this really cool turquoise and different crystals and stuff like that. So I wish
Cool.
I knew my first one because that would be really special.
Hmm.
But I remember when I first started diving super deep into this kind of spiritual path, but I also simultaneously healing from PTSD and trauma.
Hmm.
So I go to this place called Hidden Gem in Gulf Gate. It's beautiful. There's another one in there called Wild Ginger. I'll send you all the things. You guys can go like crystal shopping tomorrow. Like be like
Fun.
hop around. They're all pretty close together too.
Hmm.
So anyway, I go in and the guy that owns the place, he's amazing. He's super nice. He's like into his stuff, right? And I'm like, okay, this is all way over my head. I'm not understanding. And so I kind of just like felt pulled to tell him what was going on.
Hmm.
And he's like, "Okay, let's create a grid for you for what you have going on." I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So I kind of did what I do now, but with his guidance on like what feels right from what he suggested and whatnot. So I get home, I create this grid, not really having, he kind of
Hmm.
gave me some information on how to do it. I just kind of intuitively did it, right?
Yeah.
And it was in our bedroom, my husband and I's bedroom. I did not sleep. I
Yeah.
was, like, laying there, like I literally felt like I was somewhere else, and I'm like, "Oh my god," and I'm a good sleeper, like, I am usually,
Hmm.
like, a 10 to 6 AM, I am out, don't wake up, I mean, occasionally I'll wake up to go to the restroom, but usually not until almost when it's time to get up anyway,
Hmm.
but so I am, like, a hardcore sleeper. Not that night. I was, like, different level. I felt the energy around me, like, I felt like it was almost like the whole room was vibrating, and it didn't
Hmm.
occur to me at the time that that's why.
Hmm.
So, like, 2 days later, I'm like, and I remember walking into my bedroom, and just kind of like being like, that's what's it's like it's still like beaming. Like you could just feel it. It
Mhm.
had this whole energy field around the crystal grid.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I'm open to most things. I'm not ever one to be like, oh, that's crazy or that's, I'm hey, you if you have experience with it, that's awesome. I'm not one to ever discount anything, right? So
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, there's something to all of this. I don't know what it is. And so after that is when I got really intrigued. But that was kind of my first intense like crystal experience. But then just knowing definitely use them for emotional support so much.
Mhm.
A lot of lapis for, throat chakra. I mean, and now I know, and it's fun because my kids love them too. So it's really special. And I don't know. It's just something fun. Plus, my name's Crystal, so it's kind of fun. Like, I feel like that's kind of on purpose. Um, so yeah, I just had to plug that in there because it popped up, and I haven't thought about that forever. And I was like, gosh, I forget how intense that really was.
Yeah.
And I still have the grid. I don't. All the crystals are all over the place now, but I'm like, I still got the little grid.
Aw,
And so yeah, that was my first super intense crystal moment.
that's
Yeah, it was
amazing.
fun. Kind
Love
of at the
that.
time. I mean, I think I probably had to catch up on sleep for a couple days, but so beyond the crystals, the
Mhm.
energy work that you do.
Mhm.
And I think there is something super magical and special about someone sharing their space with someone to do that. Now you said most of yours is virtual,
Yes,
but
usually it's over Zoom, yeah.
right, but I've had both, and I feel like as long as you're connecting with the practitioner,
Mhm.
that is what matters.
Mhm.
And you understand that you can feel it. Or I can feel it, but I don't know. Just finding the right person is important,
Yeah.
but just go with your intuition. If you're looking for an online practitioner or someone in person, you'll know when the energy and the vibe is right. And I
Right.
definitely, apparently, with you, we just hit off from the beginning. Maybe we've been friends in a different lifetime, but I was just like, okay, you want to come to my house and just
Sure.
stay on my property? My husband's like, who's coming and what? And I'm like, don't worry, she's great. He's like, I'm sure she is, Crystal. Are you sure? I'm like,
Yeah, 100%.
yeah.
You are so in tune with your sacral intuition. It's insane. I love it.
So tell us about the energy work. How did you get into that? When was your first experience with that?
Mm. Well, if we're talking receiving,
Mhm.
then that was several years ago at this point. It was actually shortly before COVID.
Mhm.
So I think it was like February of 2020,
Okay.
give or take.
Right.
And I saw, my Reiki master for the first time. And I didn't feel a lot because I have CPTSD too.
Mhm.
And, we get closed off, lots and lots of walls and all the things. But it was really interesting because in my very first session, she called in a neighbor of mine who had died a while ago. And she was the closest thing that I really had to someone who cared for me
Mhm.
in the
Like
way,
a care nurture.
yeah,
Yeah.
like really nurtured me. And like I just sat there and I cried and I cried and I cried. And honestly, it was embarrassing
Oh.
just how much came out. And so then, I was embarrassed because I was very much in my masculine back then and just like cut off all contact with this person for like 9 months.
Oh.
And I didn't go back until, I guess that wasn't 9 months. I can't do math right now,
Right.
but it was
Yeah.
like September or
I have
something.
no concept of time.
Yeah,
I
no
say a
idea.
couple weeks ago, and it's been like 2 years ago, so
Yeah, and it's like time doesn't
Yeah.
matter anymore. It's not
No.
real.
It's an illusion.
Exactly.
Mhm.
It totally is.
Mhm.
So man, did I feel it today. Um So I went back in September and then I didn't bawl my eyes out. That was nice. And I felt such a reduction in my pain because that was the main reason I was seeing her is I have fibromyalgia and
Mhm.
an inflammatory disorder and
Mhm.
stuff. And so she really helped reduce my pain in a
Mhm.
really serious kind of way. So I started seeing her once a week and I think I saw her once a week for like 2 years.
Mhm.
Um, and at around the 2-year mark, I decided to get my Reiki 1 certification,
Mhm.
actually at her behest. She was rather insistent about the whole thing,
Well, they
and
can tell.
they can tell. And that was relatively uneventful. But
Mhm.
then, actually, the first time that I tried to do distance Reiki when I was doing my Reiki 2 certification, um, it was when I discovered that I could do the whole astral Reiki thing. And so doing Reiki through my astral body instead of my physical body. Because I still haven't quite figured out how to do it through the physical body, if I'm perfectly honest.
Really?
No, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I can do Reiki through my physical body, but like
Right.
to do the distance part, I find it so much more efficient to just leave and go over there.
That's really interesting.
Um, I just think it's stronger, it's more efficient, and I
Mhm.
can play with more things
And
that
it's
way.
safer
And
for you too. So thinking of like, you mentioned the PTSD too, totally understand what
hmm
that's like. It's safer for you to use the remote version. So it keeps
hmm,
you protected.
maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never really thought of it as
Yeah.
particularly safe. Partially because of the work that I do there.
Yeah.
Like I have taken on some damage
Yeah.
in working with some of the things that I work to get rid of. And
Yeah.
it's like sometimes they fight back.
Oh yeah.
Um, so maybe it is though.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know. Just
maybe it
thinking.
is.
Came up for my thought.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Could be.
Yeah.
In any case, it's very effective
Yeah. Well, inconvenient.
and very
I'm
convenient.
like, if anything, you're not like me. You don't live in your car driving around all the place. Like you
Well,
can do it from home. You can do it from wherever.
right. And Knoxville's not a super hotbed for spirituality.
Mhm.
There's not a
It's more
lot
of
of people who are into that kind of thing
mhm.
in Knoxville where I live.
Well, welcome to Sarasota.
Yes, the vibe is so different here.
It's so awesome. We have all the things.
You really
We really
do.
do. It's a really cool spot.
Yeah, like I could probably open doors here and
Oh yeah.
like I would
Yeah.
totally have
I wish you were
business.
here longer. I can well, you just have to come back. I have a whole list
Yes.
of people that you have to meet and see and collaborate with and all the things. Yeah.
That's going to be
You
so
would
much
dig it.
fun.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm into it.
Awesome. So tell us about the astral part. Like what does that I mean, I understand what it is, but
Mhm.
to, someone who's never listened to this before, or
Mhm.
understood what this is, kind of explain what that mean, what it feels like, what it means, kind of what the process is.
Okay. So astral projection is the part that we're talking about, I assume,
Mhm.
right? Okay. So that's a fairly simplistic process of leaving your body, like your soul or your consciousness leaving your body and going somewhere else.
Mhm.
So some people call it remote viewing. It's very
Mhm.
similar, though there are slight differences. But we do it every night when we go to sleep.
Mhm.
Um, so it's a process that everybody partakes in
Mhm.
every day, just about.
Mhm.
Um,
We just call it dreaming.
we just call it dreaming. And I
Mhm.
think I think there is still some dreams that we have
Yeah.
that's very clearly just your brain cleaning itself.
Yeah.
But then there are others that are very obviously
Yeah.
you leaving your body and going and
Yeah.
hanging out somewhere
I
else.
literally thought my girlfriend Nicole was running through my freaking house one night. Like, I literally, like, I,
She
I,
probably
I
was.
dreamed that she was running through my house,
hmm
and then we had a conversation. I think it was the next day, and she was like, "I had this weird experience that, like," and I'm like, "Oh my god, you really were running through my freaking house." She's like, so I have this like trio, and we're like, our group chat's magic. So we're like,
Oh,
all of
fun.
our all of our woo woo stuff we appreciate and do together. But yeah, we still laugh about that sometimes. It's interesting because sometimes I wake up and I'm exhausted. I'm like, I don't know where I went.
Mhm.
I don't know what I did, but I'm
Mhm.
so tired from
Yeah.
whatever was going on. Like, and so I've had to really um, you know how when little kids, like how little kids will say their prayers or people do different rituals at night before bed. So when
Mhm.
tonight or like now before bed, sometimes like to myself, I'll just do like a little like internal meditation, like almost like, I'm grounding you in this space. I'm giving you permission to rest your mind, your body, your soul. Like you
Mhm.
need to, honestly, I feel like if I don't give myself that internal permission to rest, I'm all over the place. I don't
Mhm.
necessarily recall it, but I just can tell when I wake up. Because
Yep.
like I said, I'm a sound sleeper. There's no reason for me to wake up tired.
There's a lot of work to do in the astral realm.
So it's interesting that you say remote viewing because my husband did a podcast. He has a Matt Bell Limitless podcast, and he did a podcast with this guy that was hired to do remote viewing for the
Mhm.
CIA. And it was interesting because I went to dinner with them, and the way he was explaining it, he was like, "Well, I don't know. It's been so long now, but the way he was explaining it was like he could only do it for them or something." And I'm like, "But why? Like if you can do it, you can do it."
Right.
So I was kind of confused by that. So tell us, like, what is the difference? What are kind of ways that like people can do it on their own intentionally? Like, how do you get into intentionally doing it?
So, intentionally doing it. That's an
Hmm.
interesting for so long I did it on accident too. It's
Right.
part of CPSD. Man, that's a hard thing to say.
PTSD. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
CPTSD.
CPTSD.
Yeah.
Um, is you tend to disassociate.
Yeah.
And so what you're doing is like you're half astral projecting.
Hmm.
And so like your soul's just like hanging out up here somewhere and you're down here. And
Hmm.
so you tend to look at things from a higher perspective, like literally.
Hmm.
Um,
It's really interesting. I never thought of it that way, but it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, so a big part of my journey was actually getting back into my body
Same.
and like really figuring out how to not astral
Well,
project
and how to
all the
feel.
time. Yeah, that too.
And it's not even like you don't even put a name on that, but it's like getting into your body, but feeling what's in your body and not being
Yes.
afraid to feel it. Because if you don't feel it, then you
Yes.
can't release it and you can't let it go.
Right.
Have you ever read the book Body Keeps Score?
I have not,
It's
but
intense.
I have had it suggested to me, I don't know, like a
It's worth
lot,
it.
and I should really listen at some point.
Yeah.
Manifester, we're not great at that. Um, but it's one of those, if you can actually get yourself into your body, it's a
Hmm.
whole lot easier to get yourself out of it on purpose.
Hmm.
So it helps to be super grounded and super centered and
Hmm.
super in here. And then, literally, if you want to go somewhere else, all you have to do is let go.
Right. And I think that's what 99.99999 of people have fear about.
And that fear is
I wouldn't even
not
say that they can't, but it's almost like, what is that? Or what does that even mean? What does it mean to let go?
fair. And that fear is actually not unwarranted. Like, the
Mhm.
astral realms are not safe.
Mhm.
Like, there are a lot of people who say they are 100% safe, or the other people who say they're 100% demonic. Neither one is true. It's
I mean,
about as safe as the
it's light
drive.
and dark. There's light energy, there's
Right.
dark energy. Just like here, there are
Exactly.
conscious people and there are unconscious. There's ego, and then there are people living their authentic true self. It's the same concept. It's just
Right.
you can't see it
Exactly.
necessarily.
So, like, if you're not coming at your astral projection journey from like a really intentional and really high vibrational place,
Mhm.
and sometimes even if you are,
Mhm. When asking for protection too. Like
exactly,
I would like to leave and travel, like with all love and light. Please guide me and protect me. And just like you would call in your guides and spirits
exactly,
and, to protect you and support your angels or whatever it is you believe in. Like this isn't just like a
right,
spiritual practice. I think that what we're talking about, um, many other cultures do it in a different form.
right.
So it's like some people it's praying, some people it's just different.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I think that's the step that most people miss is
Mhm.
the calling in of protection,
Right.
because we know on like a on a visceral level that what we're about to do might be dangerous.
Right.
And so of course we stay in,
Right.
Like, it makes total sense to not want to leave.
Mhm.
But if you actually do call in that protection, and if you let that protection hold you, it suddenly gets roughly a million times easier to actually let go.
Okay.
Uh,
Love that. I'm so excited for this retreat. Like, I'm so excited. I'm so excited because I know the people coming and I know some people they're very in tune with all of this and others are brand new. So I'm
mhm.
really interested to we'll have to do a little survey afterwards to see how people because I think it's very eye-opening. And it can
Mhm.
be very freeing. And if anything, if anyone takes anything from this, it's not even, about leaving your body necessarily. It's more about learning to let go
Right.
and trusting that process.
Mhm.
And that could, I mean, we could get into a whole 4-hour conversation on that.
Yeah. I do wonder if, like, the people who have trouble sleeping are the same people who would have trouble astral projecting because it's a similar letting go
Might
thing.
be the resistance
Yeah,
to
it's a resistance
like
to
cutting off the monkey mind stuff,
Mhm.
allowing that to, and of course, there's stuff out there that affects your sleep. But I think
Sure.
that I think it all kind of correlates. Like if you're doing
Yes.
things like alcohol, for example, affects your sleep. So it's like because it shuts off that level of consciousness that
And it
you
lowers your
need.
vibration.
Exactly. It's like,
And
I
so
feel
it
like any
makes you
drugs
more
do.
susceptible
Yeah.
to
The dark energy.
exactly.
Yeah. That's
And
why, the fights, the domestic violence, like all of
mhm.
that stuff. Like, yeah, it's really interesting how different things out there, modalities, like the more things like psilocybin and stuff like that are a very different vibration.
They are.
Um, yeah. So anyway, again, that's a whole other conversation. So which is really cool. I really need to get someone in on that one. So yeah, tell us a little bit more about so how long have you been doing this?
About 5 years,
Okay.
give or take. I've been doing it, like, in business for a couple.
Okay.
Before that, it was just a lot.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So if people want to find you, if they
mhm.
want to you know, do session, I know I'm gonna have a ton of girlfriends that are like, "Oh my god, I have to see her." Like, but especially remote is so easy. And
Yes.
she's legit. It's awesome. I'm vouching for it. And you know how I am about this stuff, you guys. So yeah, and what other things do you offer? Like how are you expanding your practice and your energy and just kind of where do you see this going for you? Where is it and where do you see it kind of going for you?
Okay, so right this minute, I have astral Reiki sessions that you can get, and I do crystal consultations
Okay.
also, which is super fun. Like, I really love getting people like in a Zoom to
Mhm.
really hash out, how are you cleansing? How are you charging? How are you activating? What is your
Mhm.
relationship like? It's so much fun.
Mhm.
I, and then sometimes we get more advanced students who want to talk about grids, and
Mhm.
that's super fun. It's
Mhm.
really exciting. But I also offer human design readings.
Oh, yes. Love human design read. Oh, I should have brought mine.
Oh, I have yours on my phone.
Oh,
I don't know where my
gotcha.
phone is, but
I have it on my phone too.
I know that you are a 3-5 sacral manifesting generator.
Yes.
And that is what I remember about your chart.
Yes.
Um,
So
so
tell us, what does that mean?
okay. Um, so mangens, as I like to call them, because manifesting generator is like a mouthful.
Mhm.
You guys tend to have like a lot of energy.
Yep. Spot on.
Um, and it tends to be going in multiple directions
Also spot on.
at the same time.
Also spot on.
And that is that multiple directions at the same time. That's kind of the manifester part because I
Mhm.
have that too. I just don't have the sacral energy to back it up like you do.
Mhm.
So there's that aspect. And then if we go down to the sacral,
Mhm.
then that is your authority.
Mhm.
And that's kind of how you make decisions.
Mhm.
That's why you felt comfortable inviting me to your house after knowing me for 3 minutes. Your sacral just went, yes. And you just went with it.
Partly intuition too, because I feel people. So
Yes. And like the sacral, that's like hanging out in your gut area.
yeah.
So it's very much an intuitive yes or no kind of
Yeah.
thing. So it's what you're responding to with your intention, which tends to be your sacral, which if I remember correctly, you also have a defined spleen, which is your
Mhm.
intuition.
Yes.
And so they kind of work in conjunction with one another because I think they're connected.
Yeah.
I can't remember for sure, but I think they're connected. So, like, you would, like, if you chose to tune into it, and you really have, you would just have like spot on intuition all the time.
Yeah. Unless
So,
I block it, I
right.
usually do.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, it's not going to work
Or
if you
and
block
sometimes
it.
I don't like to trust it. And every time I
Sure.
don't trust it, I get recognition that I should trust it more.
Yeah. Yeah. The brain
Uh,
always gets in the way.
yeah. Yeah. It does sometimes, and that's okay.
It is.
So, we are having this human experience in the
Yeah.
matrix of all the
Yeah.
things. So that's fun. It's so interesting because I did that like, I don't know, I guess a year and a half ago.
Mhm.
But I'd also done some things like I was telling you, life languages. And I actually just did a podcast like 2 days ago with someone that also did human design, which is
Oh,
ironic because I totally at different times talked to you guys and it just came up again. So I'm like, this is really
yeah.
cool.
You clearly need to
Um,
delve more into that.
apparently I do. But it was all it was just confirmation
Mhm.
for like the way I've always felt, the way
Yeah.
I've always moved. Like I knew, like yeah, I think about it now, like my daughter, and I should do her human design actually too. It might really help. I should do that while you're in town so you can talk to her about it.
You should.
Yes, I will do that. Yes, you will love her. But she's in school right now, and I think she's much like myself when it comes to the energies around her. Don't
Mhm.
know if she has the mechanisms and just the consistency of protecting herself in
Mhm.
high energetic environments. I mean, high school,
Mm.
do you think about high school? I mean,
Yeah.
bless their hearts, like, teachers are burnout, it's not their fault. The students are burnout, it's not their fault. It's
Yeah.
just so much, and it starts at, like, 7:30 AM, and it's like, no.
Which is
I mean,
ridiculous.
well, I mean, scientifically, the adolescent brain, the teenage brain doesn't really start working until about 9 AM
Right.
anyway.
So why are we sending them to school at 7:30? It doesn't make any
I don't
sense.
know,
I
I
mean,
think
it's
it's
fine if you're 7, but not
yeah.
17.
Yeah, but even that, I'm like a 9 AM person, like
Are
9 to
you?
2. Well, I am an early morning person, but for kids, I feel like
Mm.
9 AM is a great time
Mhm.
for them to start. They can get up. I'm just like, I don't know, even with my kids, I feel like it's important to let people wake up on their own and wake up
Mhm.
slow because that get up, like I feel like it's just so chaotic
It is.
and it puts you in that instant fight or flight when it's
It
like you have
does.
that rigidity first
Mhm.
thing in the morning. Like we're not supposed to do all that.
We are not.
We're not.
We're supposed to get up when we feel like it and go to sleep when we feel like it.
Right,
But,
and I don't know, I'm
and live in
like
a tree.
yeah, right, hug them, hug all the trees. I don't know, I feel like I'm a circadian rhythm person, like, when the sun comes up, I'm wide
Mhm.
awake, and when the sun goes down, I am out.
Yeah,
But I
that's
do have that 3 PM, which I think is still my adrenals and cortisol, like, that 3 PM, like,
yeah.
oh, I'm so exhausted.
It still gets me too.
Yeah.
There's something about 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's
okay,
just
I'm
that,
done
like
now.
yeah, it's interesting, right? I've
Yeah.
always felt yeah, we'll have to look more into that, see what my rhythms are.
Yeah, I can't remember whether or not you have root definition, and now I want to look.
I'm gonna go
But
get it. You talk about something fun. Let's talk. I'm kidding.
okay. And talk about something fun. We could talk about your 3-5 profile
Okay,
too.
what does that mean?
Okay, so your 3-5 profile is actually pretty intense. Like that's a hard profile to have.
Okay.
Because 3, if you look at traditional human design, it's called the martyr heretic.
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I imagine it does. So the thing about the martyr, fairly specifically, is it's all about experimentation.
Mhm.
You do have root definition. Okay, that sacral doesn't connect the way that I thought it did. It connects over to your G center. Do you have single definition? I think you do. No, I'm
I
wrong.
have no idea what any of this means, but I'm learning.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I
I
think it's
am
great.
geeking out for a second.
No, it's perfect. So we're getting so just to clarify, you guys,
Yes.
she's reading my human design profile.
Yes.
So if others wanted to do this human design profile, what would
Mhm.
the steps be to take?
So you can just Google it.
Mm-hmm.
My human design is a great place to start.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a super good place to stay.
Okay.
But it'll give you a lot of the information that you need to get started.
Okay.
But it's a good place to start.
Okay.
After that, you probably want to move on over to Jovian Archive, which is what this one is right here.
Okay.
And that gives you a little bit more closer to actual human design information.
Okay.
And if you want to get really into the weeds, you can try genetic matrix or neutrino design. which
Okay.
neutrino design is my favorite. But
Okay.
all of that to say, there's actually some places where you can get free readings on the internet.
Okay.
You just Google human design chart.
Okay.
Lots of stuff will
Or they
pop
could
up.
come to you.
Or they could come
Yeah.
to me. Like, that is totally an option. I forget that. I actually do offer human
I love that
design
you offer
readings.
like 10 things. I'm like, isn't this what you do?
Oh, yeah, it is what I do.
I love it.
I did forget that for a second.
Goodness.
But I do offer human design readings as well.
Okay.
If you want to go like super high level, get the type strategy and authority, that
Right.
3-5 sacral man gen thing that we're
Okay.
talking about. If you want to do that, I offer, a foundational reading that
Okay.
we can cover all of that. But if you want to get really into the weeds
Okay.
with this, get your type strategy and authority and
Okay.
your like
I'm doing that next. That's step 2 because that's not on there, right?
type strategy and authority is definitely on here.
Okay.
Like, this has all of the information. It's just you have to know how to
Know
read it.
Okay. All right. So let's see. So what am I? Let's dissect my human design, you guys.
Yes. Okay. So the martyr is really all about experimentation.
Okay.
And we were talking about the 3-5 profile before I ran
So
off.
it's not like the martyr that sacrifices her life for everyone else?
No, it is that too.
Fuck.
But in like a
On par.
it's like a different way than you
Okay.
might think about it. So what tends to happen is you learn by experimenting. So what you're really
Yes.
trying to do is solve problems with experimentation.
Yep.
The 5 is solving problems, the 3 is experimentation.
Okay.
So when you're experimenting, you're going to mess it up.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to happen.
Mhm.
And what tends to happen is that people don't like that. And that's kind of the
Like
crux.
people that it happen to don't like that?
People just don't like it when failure happens. Like,
Oh, I embrace it. That's how you
yes.
learn. That's how you grow.
But you also
And
got
I also don't really believe in failure.
fair.
Like I feel like it's a life lesson.
And
or
I love
it's a new
how
opportunity to understand a different perspective.
yes,
Because
exactly.
not everything is supposed to work out for you.
No,
And
it's
what
not.
is supposed to work out for you will always happen. So you have to trust that if something
Yes.
doesn't work out, that's just holding space for something new.
Exactly.
So that's my philosophy on failure.
And that is a remarkably healthy
Yeah.
perspective for a 3.
Well, and even in school, you fail a test or something. Like, so
It doesn't
what?
matter.
Like, this is such
You
a
learned.
small, like, for me in school, sorry, you guys. It is such a small percentage of measuring like actual intelligence
Oh
or
gosh.
capability or
It doesn't
so
mean
I just always
anything.
intrinsically knew in school. Like, so what? I
Mhm.
didn't memorize it or I didn't whatever. It's all right.
'Cause, like,
It's not a big deal. But I also
yeah.
was really blessed that my parents didn't really care. I mean, I pushed myself and I made good grades
Mhm.
and I went to college. I did I checked all the boxes. I did all the steps. But when I got to like anatomy and physiology and the body and human health and behavior, that's when I dove in and I was all in. I was like, okay, this step I'm going to use in my life.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, the other stuff. I'm like, so what? Who cares?
That's a remarkably healthy perspective. Most martyrs really succumb to the judgment.
Yeah. I mean, I was
because-
always pretty intense with self-judgment with other
Yeah.
things. Yeah, mine, I think fear of judgment. I've always kind of been like, who gives a crap what you think? But always been very rigid with myself.
Mm,
So I
okay.
think that's where mine's a little
So
different. It's
you kinda
more-
just
it's more
turned it on yourself.
self-sabotage and judgment than it is
Okay.
anyone else.
All right. Solid.
Yeah.
So what typically happens is when you experiment with something and it goes awry, because
Okay.
experimentation does tend to go awry.
Mhm.
Because that's how experimentation works. What
Right.
happens is people will judge that,
Mhm.
and then they judge you
Okay.
for that
Okay.
because you failed.
Okay.
And so, like, they tend to judge you very harshly,
okay.
and that's the martyr thing.
Okay.
It's because you messed up, you just need to go hang yourself. Like, that's kind of
Okay.
the vibe
Okay.
that tends to come across with 3s. And
Okay.
then when you combine that with
So that's their personal perception, you're saying?
not necessarily,
Or
it's also
that's-
the perception of others around
Okay,
you.
so- okay, that's what I was trying to
Like,
distinguish
somebody's
between.
wagging the finger at you usually,
Okay.
and it's
yeah.
like, no, you did this wrong.
Okay.
That kind of
I only
thing.
have
Like,
one person in my life that does that. But
okay.
she'd be upset if I mentioned her. She came up on a different podcast, didn't go over too well.
And see, that's
Mhm.
amazing because the big thing with both 3s and 5s is they have to find people with patience and loving.
Uh-huh.
They need to be able to love themselves before they can really come in contact with you, because they have to come up at it from a loving perspective, because you're
Right.
going to experiment and it's going to go wrong, but
Mhm.
you'll do it again and then you'll solve the problem at some point.
Right.
So,
Okay.
yeah. And I think the other half of that, because there's generally human design and then there's quantum human design, which
Yeah.
is a Karen Curry Parker thing.
Mhm.
And I really like using both,
Mhm.
especially when it comes to the profile lines, because you've got the profile lines in regular human design, they're all just a little bit negative.
Okay.
But if you look at Karen Curry Parker and quantum human design, she really takes the light side of it.
Okay.
So, like for the 3, you've got the martyr, but you've also got the explorer in
Okay.
quantum human design. So it's kind of the other way that can go. And so when I heard you talking, I really heard you say, I have taken on this explorer mantle.
Mhm.
And like, I know that mistakes are going to happen in experimentation, and
Okay.
I refuse to let anyone judge me for that.
Love that.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That solar plexus getting to work.
And you have a wide open solar plexus. Like, you have so much empathy, because the solar plexus in human design land is where we store our emotions.
Mhm.
And so when you have an open solar plexus, like, it comes with so much empathy.
Okay. That makes
So,
sense. That is spot
emotional
on.
empathy. So, yeah, makes total sense for you.
Okay. Love that.
Yeah. And then we've got the 5. And that 5 line in regular human design is called the heretic.
Okay.
And in quantum human design is
My
called the
husband has a
fixer.
shirt that says that. And he wore it to his son's confirmation.
Oh, that's fantastic.
You have to meet Matt while you're here. I love
Oh,
it.
I love every moment of
I know.
that.
It was funny. I didn't even think about it. Like, it could have been like a dual purpose podcast. We'll have to talk to him about all this. But anyway.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Yeah. You have
Okay.
to come over and do a whole family human design. It's great.
Okay, I can totally do that. You'll have to fly me down here,
Yeah.
and we'll totally make it a thing. Though I do also do readings over Zoom. Like,
Okay.
that is absolutely
Perfect.
available. But the 5 is really interesting, because it's all about perspective and people's perspective on you
Mhm.
and perception of you. So what usually happens with the 5 is that someone will initially perceive you as just like the best thing since sliced bread. Just astounding and incredible, and like, you can do anything, you can fix anything. It's all perfect, right?
Ego feeder.
Yeah. But then, and this is especially true for you because you've got the experimentation thing going on.
Mhm.
But then you will fail to fix something.
Okay.
At some point, you will
Right.
fail to fix something, because you are human and you're
Right.
a 3, so you get it
Yeah.
twice. And when you fail to fix that thing, that's when this other person's perspective of you shifts. And
Okay.
instead of you being the best thing ever, you're the worst thing ever. You're the worst thing that they can think about themselves, because it's
Okay.
all just them projecting
Yeah,
themselves
inward
onto
stuff.
you.
Right.
So
I'm a trigger puller.
yeah. Yes,
That's
you
pretty
are.
on par too.
Yes. So whatever the worst thing they can think about themselves, they're going to think that about you.
Okay.
Which is
Good that I
why,
have confidence then.
yes,
I get
but
to
it's also
set the
super
boundaries on all
important.
this.
Yes. And you have surrounded yourself with people who love themselves.
Right.
So, yeah, they may think the worst thoughts about them or about you or themselves, but it doesn't really matter, because it's fleeting for them.
Mhm.
And they know that it's just a projection.
Okay.
So,
That's interesting. I love it. Anything else?
so much.
All right, we'll just do a couple more, you guys. But this is really intriguing, and you guys are getting my first ever human design reading live here.
Okay, so you also have an undefined heart center.
Huh.
And the heart center in human design is kind of where will lives. It's like your
Mhm.
ego, your will, your drive to
Mhm.
like,
determination.
yeah, that kind of vibe. So
Mhm.
since yours is open and this is negated somewhat by your defined sacral center, but
Okay.
there tends to be a sense of self-worth issues.
Mhm.
Yeah, like,
Mhm.
I
Well, mine is like my work ethic. I actually
mhm,
just had this conversation earlier this week.
mhm,
The deepest, I think, condition, it's probably generational,
mhm.
is your work ethic, is your worthiness. So
Yes.
it's like I internally feel like I have to work so hard to be
Yes.
worthy of anything and
Yes.
everything. And,
Yes.
like, literally, uh, I work more and do more now than I've ever had to in my entire life, and if we're just looking from a financial perspective or whatever, I don't do any of this, but I'm
Yes.
choosing to because I want to, but am I
Mhm.
choosing to because I really want to, or am I choosing to because I feel somewhere deep down that I need to prove my worth?
Exactly.
And I think for me, I'm very blessed to have a lot of different buckets of beautiful opportunities, like providing resources to the community and providing,
Mhm.
these insights and this fun stuff from the podcast. So I
Yeah.
truly enjoy everything I do. So it's really
Yeah.
been a deep dive, especially this week. I mean, this whole eclipse season has been no joke.
I know, right?
But it's really bringing that up for me a lot. And I was thinking about that too. Sunday is solar eclipse.
Yeah, it
So we're gonna
is.
add that into the very end after projection. Let's do a little
Fun.
journaling and
Yeah.
about, yeah, I came up with some stuff for that.
Mhm.
Um, but that makes sense because it's absolutely worthiness. It's like constantly having to take myself out of like, okay, I'm in this situation, but I am in this situation because I genuinely want to be here or because I feel like I
Mhm.
need to be here.
Yes.
Or am I doing this because I feel like I should do it or because I'm
Mhm.
intrinsically want to do it?
Mhm.
And do I feel like I should do it because I'm, mom guilting myself or doing it to prove myself to someone? And it's all subconscious.
Mhm.
I would never consciously think like, oh, I need to prove to so and so I can do this. I've
Yep.
always actually been very rebellious when it comes to that. Like, I don't give a fuck what you think. However, deep down, there's something is fueling that part of it too.
Yes.
So it's been really interesting. It's been eye-opening, and I'm really gonna do a deeper dive, actually at a warehouse. This place, I did a podcast with them. I'm gonna work with the team there and really dive deep doing some like neural therapy stuff just to get rid of that. I feel like it's clogging me up a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's a really good
Um,
idea. I
mhm.
love that, and the shoulds, that's absolutely all tied to that undefined heart
Oh,
center.
I was in
And
the epitome of a shooter.
well, and,
I was.
you're not the only one, like,
Yeah.
2/3 of people have an undefined heart
Yeah.
center, mine is open.
Mhm.
I recently realized that no matter what I'm doing, my brain thinks I should be doing something else.
Mhm.
Like, even right now, I don't even know what it is that I should be doing right now, but probably not this,
Mhm.
because my brain's insane, and, like, it's just constantly doing that.
Uh-huh.
But my heart center is open,
Right.
and so that is a thing that I am also working through.
Yeah.
It's like, should I be doing this or should I let this go?
Mhm.
And should is just such an evil little word.
It is, but I think that just from my own personal experience, that's a product of
It is.
overcoming the PTSD stuff
Yeah,
too. It
it
and it does
absolutely
get better in
is.
time. It does get
It
much better
does.
in time.
And it
You just have to
has.
catch it. The fact that you have awareness over it, you're
Mhm.
already there.
Yeah.
And that's just it. Just catching that stuff. And it's like, no, actually, I should be here right now. And I'm
I
giving
should.
myself permission to do that.
Exactly. This is exactly where I'm supposed to be right now.
Exactly.
So,
Um, awesome.
yeah.
This is fun. All right, give us two more little things.
Okay, 2 more little things. Okay, so you've got the 214 channel. This is a
Oh,
really good channel. I love this
okay.
channel. It's all about the allocation of resources.
Oh.
So, like, you really know what to do with stuff.
Oh, this is freaking spot on for my life. That's my job. Like, I
Oh, is
literally
it?
yes. So, I do community outreach. I'm a community outreach coordinator. So, I have, like, literally spent the past 4 years providing resources
Oh my gosh,
for,
and you're
like, people
so
in
good
our
at it.
community, around the world, but not only that, connecting other
Mm.
partners, like charitable partners together or
Mhm.
people together. I feel like I've always been great at like connecting people,
Yeah.
even like through this podcasting and meeting people. Like I have like a whole list of people I'm sending you that you have to talk to in Sarasota and connect with. But I feel like that's the whole kind of point of this podcast too, is
Yeah.
providing people opportunities and resources. And it's nothing about me. Like, yeah, I'm here to share my journey and hold space and,
Mhm.
be like words of wisdom or piss you off or whatever my podcast does for you. Hopefully it's all of the above sometimes. But the intention behind it is to provide resources for people. So I
Mhm.
love that because it's always been like where I've felt heart led is giving
Yeah.
back.
I love
Like, and
that.
providing probably too
Oh
a
my
lot of like
gosh.
I needed a lot of resources at one point in time. So,
Sure.
there's that to do with it too. But it just
Yeah.
kind of comes naturally. Like I'll be in conversation. I have to shut my mind down
Mhm.
and really be intentional about my listening because I'm like, oh, I should connect them with so and so and so and so and so. And I was like, stop, you're listening. Like
Yes. Listening.
yes,
But I
listening.
love that because it's I love that you said that it's heart led because this channel actually connects your G center up with
Hmm.
your sacral.
Okay.
And so like your G center is really kind of where your sense of identity and like your soul
Hmm.
really lives.
Okay.
So like that
Different than the G
channel,
spot.
yes.
Sorry, I couldn't help myself. You said it like 2 days in a row, and I'm like, okay, so that's up here.
It is. The G center's up here. It's nowhere close to your G spot.
Okay,
Though
maybe
yours
it is. Maybe we're just trying to reach the soul.
maybe it is. I mean, everything is connected.
Okay,
So,
hey, it's in
it
the same
works.
meridian line.
And this is connecting your G center to your sacral.
Okay,
So,
there you go.
kinda.
Kind of.
So, but I do love that because it's so heart led and it's
Hmm.
like just right up here
Yeah.
and right with your soul. And like you're really in tune with that. So that's beautiful.
Awesome. Thank you. This has been amazing confirmation. Everyone, you need to get a human design.
And I do have like a long version of this because you can't cover everything in an hour. Like,
Oh gosh, no.
yeah, I can get you your type strategy and authority in an
Okay.
hour, but like I have something called an integration journey that's
Okay.
actually 7 or 8 sessions long that
Oh,
you just kind of
awesome.
take your time through it
Okay.
and
And that's listed on your
really
website if
it
people want to.
is.
Okay.
Yes.
Awesome.
And you can really dive deep into it and get into all the nitty gritty.
Oh, that's
So,
happening. I mean, I feel like I've just been so curious just by hearing a little bit of it today.
yeah.
And it's really cool confirmation. It
Yeah.
really is. Now I'm like, I don't know. Can I send you everyone I know's stuff so I can get their human design so I know how to work with them better? No, I'm just kidding. Selfishly gonna do this with my husband and my children for myself so I understand
Mhm.
them better. But it's just a really cool tool, right? So you
Yes.
take all of this with a grain of salt. But
Sure.
and know that it's just tools, right? It's tools to help us understand
Mhm.
each other, understand ourselves. For me, it's like great confirmation, and I think it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much fun, and so kind of like out of the box ways of, I don't like to say identifying, but it's just like understanding there's so much more to us than what we know.
So true.
There's so much more to
There's
us than
so
what we
much more.
know.
Yes.
Like, it goes way beyond the here and now. It's just, I don't
Oh, yeah.
know. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a little crazy, but I
But that's okay.
yeah, right?
Like, that's what makes it interesting.
Right. So if there's anything that you want our guests to like understand more, take with them, understand about you, is there anything you want to throw out there to wrap this up?
Um, that's a really good question, and I really should have had an answer prepared.
Hey,
Um,
whatever's meant to come will come. And
but
if you
that's
don't, that's
okay.
okay.
Um, I will give myself, like, a little warning,
Hmm.
because working with me can be really triggering, so,
Okay.
just because of the way my energy works, I'm a 5/1 manifester. Manifestors really, like, we kinda get in and we do tend to trigger people just
Hmm.
simply by being. So, like, if you're not ready for that, that's okay. There's lots of other practitioners that you can see.
Okay.
But if you feel like you're ready for a manifestor to initiate you and for a 5/1 to fix your life, not really. We don't actually fix your lives. You know that.
Well, it's a guiding tool.
Yeah, exactly.
Help you
Then
understand.
yeah. But it is helpful to have a little bit of spirituality already under your belt.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah, I wouldn't start here, right?
no.
Let's start here. Maybe go get
This is
a crystal and cleanse it first, and then come
right.
back.
I am not the person you start with. So,
But I love that's such a humble response though, and I love that, and I appreciate that, and I think that just speaks to your energy and your aura, and you're just, I
mhm.
appreciate I'm excited about this weekend. We will
Yes.
keep you posted, maybe we'll have to do session 2 sometime to let you know how the retreat
Yeah.
went, but she is available at Your Abundant Design.
Yes.
And thank you so much for being here today, Scarlett.
Thank
It
you so
was
much
a
for having me.
pleasure. It was so much fun. And yeah, until next time.